Hey everyone, my name's Lee. I am the owner and creator at Battleboard Studios. I have been wanting to shoot a video for a while now, but one thing has come up, this, that, or the other. But apparently right now I have some extra time on my hands with this whole pandemic thing, so hey, let's shoot a video. First off though, what is a battleboard? A battleboard is a display board for your miniatures. The ones I build happen to be primarily for 40K. I have built an Age of Sigmar board, but they could be for anything. If you have War Machine or any other games you want a display board built for, that's what they are, as a battle board. And basically holds your army. This is an Imperium board. Our video though is going to showcase the largest board I have built yet, and it's going to be a Chaos board. It's going to have a lighting package, some models, it's like GW models, and a bunch of different things, and it's also going to be much bigger than this. Of course, Chaos means lots of models, or it can, so it's designed to hold like 80 to 100 models, something like that. Let's get started. So first up is the design phase. Before you can build anything, you have to know what you're going to build. This was a concept. I wanted to build a trench, kind of moat thing, and have some streets, and this was a Space Marine army going through a city. So then I had that theme I came up with, and I just had to build it. Our current board that we're getting ready to build, I actually didn't have to come up with the layout very much, which is the first time it's ever happened. Brenton, the owner, or soon-to-be owner of the board, sent me a sketch and said, hey, I have these models I've bought. I want a cave in the back, and it's got to hold this model, that model, so many, so on and so forth. And when he sent me everything, I was like, dude, that's a ton of models. They are never going to fit on this size board. He's like, well, I need to have like, I don't know, it was like 20 or 25 models just on top of this cave. And I'm like, well, that's going to be really big. We have to, scale up, make it all work together. So I couldn't even lay anything out until I had the models in hand. He had a Herdstone from Games Workshop, and then another model from another company that was not a Games Workshop product, and I had no idea how big that was. So I had to get those models from him in the mail and put them on the board, and then take the specs of all the list of models he had and where they were going to go and lay them out. So I had to lay all the models out, measure to come up with how would they fit on the cave, put the gate on the side, put the Herdstone in the front, and of course I had a nameplate that had to go on there. And then he wanted lava. Lava had to be flowing out of the cave and around, and we had a discussion like, well, wherever there's lava, you're not going to have models because you can't cover up the detail, and you need to have room to put the models. So the board kept growing and growing in size. Eventually, we ended up with 30 inches by 24, so pretty big, and it's about 6 inches tall, so it's not much taller than this, but that was the design phase. It had a lot to go into it to make everything work with the models, the terrain models, and the models in his army all come together. It's building time! This next step is the creation process of the display board. Using the pink insulation foam, we can, in this case, build the cave, cut the lava channels, get everything set up. So let's go over and I'll show you how I use some of these tools on the cave and lava channels on this display board. So the first tool is this freehand sculptor. As you can see, I've bent the wire to basically cut the lava channels. You can make this whatever width you want within, reasonable, restrictions of the tool. But so this basically cut all the lava channels out, and you can go back and forth and make whatever pattern you want. But then they're still just as thick as the rest of the board. So what I've done is, this is a Proxxon wire cutter, foam cutter, and I can take it and rip it this way all the way down and make this any thickness I want. So I can basically take that piece that's already cut, so it's still going to have the same dimensions and squiggles, and cut it in half and basically just have a small indentation which I can then put the lava in. This one over here is an engraver, and what I did, and you see in the wiring video, is I'm going to use this to make some wire channels for the lighting package. After I cut all the foam pieces and get everything laid out, I have to seal them. So I'm going to use this Mod Podge that I've added some black paint to, and that gives you that black color, helps cover up some of the pink, make things darker, but it also seals the foam. You can spray paint it if you want to. I don't spray any of them, but you could spray paint it and it won't eat it away like normal. But it makes it much stronger, so that it's much more durable and it's a better base to build on. Alright, I just finished painting a couple of the models here for this board. As you can see, this is the Hearthstone. I just finished this one. The one before this was the Hell's Gate or something like that. I got that from Big Bear 3D Printing. I think it's bigbear3d.net. This is just a GW Hearthstone. And two pieces, actually more than two pieces, but the base. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to assemble this or leave it apart for shipping. I have a height restriction on the box, but as you can see, I've added several different colors here to blend in with, you know, several chaos schemes. The weapons. Didn't bother painting the back of the flame, obviously. You won't be able to see that inside. And then of course these are just the pieces here that are separate. But I think this came out really well. Hell's Gate also came out pretty cool. I like the eyes here and the face. And then next we're going to go on to the nameplate. Good morning everyone. Yesterday I did some work here on this nameplate. I started out with some flaming colors on the Infernal, and I didn't really like it. It was hard to read from far away. And I figured with everything going on the board, I wanted it to be super easy to read so that it would just pop and people could look at that and then go and explore the rest of the board versus trying to read what this nameplate actually said. I'm not 100% done. I'm going to paint the lava on the board first and then put this next to it to see how this blends in. It might be the final product. I might touch it up a little bit. Might even just start over again. If you like this one though, colors are Troll Slayer, Mephiston, and then that top pops with the Wild Rider red. Alright, let's go paint some lava. Alright, this next step, we've moved outside to the desert just because we're working with black lava paste. It's from Vallejo, and that stuff is nasty. You don't want to get it on anything. So got the mobile studio out here in the desert. As you can see, we got some contrast coming through with the painted models. This is the first step of the black lava. It's about 95% done. What I say is because I still got to do some wiring back here. This hill is not attached. Got some chaos symbols up there, the Hearthstone and the nameplate to put on still, but I needed to get most of it done because it is so messy, so that once I go back inside to work on those detailed touches, I'm not getting it all over the place. Alright, in this next step, I've rolled out some modeling clay. Got this roller here, Dark Ruins from Green Stuff World. Rolled it out obviously with the regular one, flat one, whatever. Now this is the design. I'm going to put it in here, let it dry. I'm going to come up with a couple different things, and these are going to go on top of the cave. Alright, I've taken that clay that I was rolling inside in the studio and brought it out here to that lava project I had a little earlier. And I've cut out the 3 individual shapes that come on that rolling pin, so that I could separate them a little bit, put them where I wanted to, and later, once these dry, it just take a couple days, I can build up the lava around the edges to trim them in and paint them and give this board some more color.
Lava everywhere. Alright, we're done with the lava here on this board. And I think it came out really well. It's a little brighter on the video. You can see the orange over here on the left side. That's more the true color. The light's reflecting here in the middle. And if you're wondering how I got this effect, basically just used yellow, just a generic yellow color. You can use any bright yellow. Did take several coats to cover up the existing material color, and then took some Troll Slayer orange, painted along the edges. If I get closer here, you can see a little darker in the edges there, like it's crusting on the sides, and then just dry brushed in the middle, and that's what you get. Got some more over in here. This is the back of the cave where it's going to be coming out, because like this is in the cave right here. That'll be lit up with the light package, which actually is the next step. We'll check back in after I have all that wired. Alright, this is the wiring project. As you can see, I got all these little wires here. They are from Evans Designs. You can go online and find stuff. This is a flame kit. Flickering fire, I think they call it. And actually, I have 4 of the lights. Once I get it all wired up here, I'll show you where they go. Alright, I've got all the wires, or I should say lights, wired together. I have these grooves I've put here to run the wires through for the bottom wires. I guess they're all bottom. These are attached in the front of the cave facing back, and then this wire chase I added afterwards as well. We're going to glue it all down, and then we'll put them all back in here with the battery pack. So I got the wiring done on the back and have a little case, I guess, built. This is not the original design. I had planned on using this AA battery holder, which I could just mount in there and then you just press the switch. But these were not nearly as bright, even though recommended, as the 9-volt, and the switch was something in the switch, or the battery holder was a little iffy. Only didn't work all the time, so I definitely didn't want to send a product out that already had some issues. So luckily I had a 9-volt connector from my last project left over, so the battery here will just come right out. And there is a little bit of cord you have to tuck in just so that you can obviously access the battery. And then a switch right here, and it's good to go. Paint this and clean it all up, and then it'll look pretty good. And here's the lighting test. Obviously I got to do a little cleanup inside there still. Got a glue line to hide and some other stuff. But this is the Flickering Fire Cave. Good afternoon. As you can see, the board is coming along very nicely. I've cleaned up the name plate. Decided to stick with the colors I had. I've got the top chaos symbols all trimmed in. All the rest of the trim has been done. There's a couple little tiny spots. You can see that yellow there sticking out, and I'm fixing, waiting to dry. And we're moving on to some skulls. No board is complete without a box of GW skulls. Putting those on, finishing the touches, and we'll probably have it ready the next time we check in. Dun dun dun! Alright, the board is complete. Let's take a closer look. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out my battle board build video. If you have any questions on this board
or any of my other themed boards, which, by the way, you can find on my website, battleboardstudios.com. I also have some things listed on my Facebook page, once again, battleboardstudios.com. Anything, questions on this, or a theme board, or a complete custom board that you might want done, please reach out to me. You can also contact me directly via email at lee@battleboardstudios.com. Thanks for tuning in.